Aloha from beautiful Kauai. Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about the 5 things that any entrepreneur should start their day with. Joining, we are talking tonight about the 5 things that any entrepreneur should do to start their day with. And so, what could those be, right? So, what do I do, and what would I recommend you to do? And this is something that I've been doing for a while. But the book Miracle Morning Routine from Hal Elrod and Pat Petrini really helped me to do a little bit more and finalize it to the point where I've got it down pat. Now, in anything that you do in business, pretty much most things in life, it's a transfer of energy. You know, we live in a world where there's an ether and we have a transfer of energy. And so to be successfully transferring that energy and get people to purchase your product or service, or join your network marketing team, or use your VA service in my case, or my network marketing team, or get coaching from me, I have to be able to transfer energy. And so, but I'm going to go have a glass of red wine with my friend. I'm wearing my rugby jersey, what's one of my favorites from the old boys team that I belong to. You can see the logo. Can you guys see that? It's no, those are not spears. Guess what those are? It's for the old boys, right? So and so in my buddy that I'm going to hang out with, he's a ex rugby player as well. Sorry. 5 things that any entrepreneur should start their day with. The first thing that I do when I get up in the morning, of course, after I go to the bathroom and I turn on the coffee, is I do an alkalizing shake with greens powder, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, something that gives me a little bit of energy, and some kind of protein powder, and also and the Bragg's apple cider vinegar specifically for one thing, to help alkalinize my body. And then this is actually not part of my routine. This is actually this routine that I'm talking about. So then I put cinnamon powder in it, a little bit of turmeric, ginger, and cayenne pepper. And those all have very, very good medicinal properties, help to alkalinize the body, do lots of different things. The cinnamon help regulate blood sugar. The cayenne pepper help to pump your blood a little bit faster through. It's very good. And of course, turmeric, you know, it's got numerous health benefits, as well as ginger. And so I slam that, and then as you know, and as soon as I slam that, most of the times it includes my pre-workout, because I want to work out about 30 minutes later. So the first thing I do, and look guys, you can do this as short or as long as you want to make it, but you should at least take a minute of doing it. And the first thing to do is to get silent. Just be silent. And to me, the best way to be silent is to meditate, you know. And if you can meditate and you can focus on that what you want, or you can just really what I recommend is to focus on your breathing. Be really quiet, to imagine you're seeing a white light, to put your focus just on that specific thing, and concentrate on your breathing in, holding it, breathing out, and do that for as little or as long as you want. Now for me, it works really well when I'm thinking of that thing that I do want, but the hard part in meditating is to keep focusing on that one thing. So most of the time, to me, it's to try to keep a blank mind and focus on something like a white light, or a tunnel of light connecting me, like in the days of Star Trek, you know, that connects me to a higher power, and that helps me to focus just on that and to focus on my breathing. And what happens when you do this, you quiet your mind. First thing in the day, before the chatter starts in your head, you focus on that. And then you open yourself up to a download from above. If you acknowledge that there's a higher power out there, doesn't matter what you believe, then you will get a download from above, and it will quiet you, it will calm you down. And people say, why are you so happy? Why are you so calm? Why are you so relaxed? Hey, it's because I meditate. And I recommend, I use my mentor Ray Higdon's meditation. I recommend to do about 10 to 12 minutes of meditation. And so then I get right into affirmations. And my affirmations is the things that I tell my mind. The auto-suggestions, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich or Vibrational Money Immersion from Ray Higdon, you will know that what you keep telling your mind will believe. Your subconscious, especially if you do it with passion and with power, right? And so I have a mantra, and I will talk a little bit more in the future about the things that I tell myself and what I want and how I see myself. But it's very important to affirm to yourself in the present as if you already have it. I am so freaking jacked that I make so much money. I'm so freaking stoked that I can help so many people. I love all the good things that's happening to me. Those are the kind of things that I'm saying and talking about. And then once I'm done with that, I visualize. I really vividly visualize. I smell it, I see it, and I visualize myself having it, and I repeat what I want and what I'm willing to do to get it, which is kind of affirmations, but it's also visualizing that thing that I want most, like being out of debt, or having the house in Hanalei Bay, or that car that you want, or being the top earner in your company, speaking on stage. And this thing can vary from time to time. And I really highly recommend that when you go to bed, you also visualize and repeat the thing back to you, that what you really want and what you're willing to do for it. Then, to me, I read my Bible and I pray and I connect with my higher power, which is God the Father, and Son, and Holy Spirit. And then I, and that really is part of kind of affirmation, visualizations, and meditation, but it's also personal development. And so then I go into, after that, I read personal development. I read Leaders Are Readers. You can with Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Robert Kiyosaki, top businessmen in the world, Richard Branson. They will all tell you that leaders, not my camera out here for a second. Let's get that back in here. Sorry about that, guys. Leaders are readers, and so you need to read, because that's the best way of putting it in your mind. Now, some people will say to me, well, I don't have time to read. Look, guys, read 5 minutes a day, okay, and read 5 pages. If you do that, you'll read a book in a month. Then I go into my gym and I work out. It doesn't matter if I do yoga, if I stretch, if I foam roll, if I lift weights, whatever I do. And a lot of people have the music pumping and it's all great. I choose to listen to something uplifting and that teach me something when I do that. And as I'm driving to my vacation counselor job, I choose to do that. Now, when I didn't do that, when I was just doing network marketing and focusing on other parts of my business, which I will in the future, as I'm preparing for my day or making food, I'm doing that kind of stuff and listening to it. And look, guys, if you are home, if you're a stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, while you are preparing meals and you are doing other things, listen to some personal development. Forget about the dang TV in the background and watching a stupid show that doesn't do anything for you. Do something that lifts you up while you are busy doing some other things. So when you look at it, what did it summarize to? It summarizes to going backwards, to taking emotion, and motion creates emotion and it's energy, but it's a workout. Moving, being active. What is the others? Personal development. Feed your brain, and then visualizations. Visualize what it is, so you can feed that to your brain and establish that in your mind. And so And so, guys, after you do the visualization, visualizations, affirmations is also feeding your brain. But you can just affirm it without getting emotionally involved and passionate about it. And you have to visualize it. You have to see yourselves as if. And then the last thing that I want to share with you guys is, going back to that, is to be silent. Silence your mind. And I recommend in the evening before you go to bed, the last things you do is to silence your mind. You can see what works best for you. Do your affirmation, do your visualization. Typically, I say what I want and how I see myself having it, being in possession of that, and what I'm willing to do to get that. And then I get quiet. I shut my mind pretty much down, open it up to a higher power so I can receive a download, and then I pray and I sleep and I'm off to dreamland. And then I dream big. And what did I just do? I put a lot of positive things. I auto-suggested to my brain what it is that I am and that I really want, and then I go to bed with that. And then when I wake up, I do the same thing again. Except when I wake up, I also, do the workout, and I also do the personal development. And you're welcome to do personal development in the evening too. So those are the things that I recommend you should do. I've spoken about this before. I've had a lot of people that ask me about this. And these things are tied together. But I do want you to know, before I sign off, that there's a difference between personal development, which is reading or listening, and a difference between meditating and being silent. Obviously, working out is very obvious. And then there's also a difference between affirmations, which you speak, you auto-suggest, with emotion, and then the visualizations. With visualizations, you don't have to talk or say anything to yourself. I just want you to, for a minute, envision that thing that you affirmed to your life, or what you really want. And put yourself at that point where you can, maybe it's that dream house that you want with the infinity pool, and see yourself sitting in that pool or in that hot tub and smelling and hearing the bubbles, feeling the hot water against your body, and imagining that you are there in the view that you see from there and the smells of the flowers around, and make that real for you. Your mind cannot distinguish between very aggressively, actively, with emotion, imagining something, and reality. And that is how you train your brain to be successful. JT, for most of us that have a home business or starting a home-based business, especially network marketing, I want you to go to my website, rugbydude.com. Cool, JT20. You're welcome. I want you to go to my website, rugbydude.com, or johanvanarde.com. Right on the main page, there is a free report I'm giving away for free that will tell you the 7 questions you should ask when considering a home-based business. And guess what you're going to get from me as well? You are going to get, after that, a 5-day video series, only 5 minutes a day, with a PDF file and a short video. And what it's going to do for you for the next 5 days, it's going to give you a blueprint in how to craft an unstoppable growth and vision, and also being able to deliver contribution in your life. So go grab that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Aloha, and God bless.